This is what summer looks like in Montreal, guys. It's great. It's great to live here. Love it. Set you guys up. You guys think of this? Should we add like a little pink vibe today? We're gonna do that. All right, awesome. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Today is a little bit of a different video. It's a different vibe that I have going on. I'm actually on the floor in my office instead of sitting down at my desk talking to you, because I want to talk with you. I want it to be a little bit more intimate, and I just wanted to have a conversation about routines and rituals. And you guys can't see my hands are like this, but it's because they're on my knees. It's because I'm actually sitting down on the floor. But I want to talk about routines and rituals. And it's something that, to be honest, over the last 3 years, I've been working on optimizing in my life. I've spent the better part of the last 3 years essentially trying to figure out what is the best, most productive routine for me as an entrepreneur. What is going to be the daily routine, or what are going to be the daily activities that I could do every single day that will allow me to increase my productivity, increase and maximize my output, so I can get more done in the same time as everyone else, be more productive, be more energized, feel less lethargic, less lazy, and really just be more focused when I sit down on the computer instead of, reaching for my phone every 2 seconds, or essentially, trying to open up YouTube or some social media so I can get distracted. So I spent the better part of the last 3 years trying to figure out what is the best way to optimize myself as an individual and as an entrepreneur, so I can really maximize the results that I get out of my business and out of my life in general. And I think that's something that a lot of people go through and a lot of people experience as well. So I wanted to bring you in and really just share with you my story and really the things that have worked for me. And honestly, I went through a journey filled with ups and downs. It was an absolute roller coaster. It has been, and I'm sure it will continue to be a roller coaster. And the reason why is, what I found throughout these last 3 years is that self-optimization is not a road that has an end. There really is no end with self-optimization. And that thought in itself can sometimes bring people down. And I get it. I get that for a lot of you, and for myself included, when I made that realization, really can be mentally challenging on people. And especially myself, as someone who is constantly seeking to, I'm very goal-oriented. I'm constantly seeking to achieve milestones, to hit certain goals. And when it comes to routines and rituals, because I don't want to make this video too long, I really want to get to the point. When it comes to routines and rituals, I've tried over the last 3 years, all kinds of routines and rituals available. I've tried taking up meditation. I've tried exercising every single day. I've tried changing my diet. I've tried sleeping at a certain time and waking up at a certain time. And I've tried, adding 5 things in my morning before I start my workday to be able to figure out, well, what is the ultimate routine for me that really gets me in a state of productivity, gets me energized, and gets me going for the day. So initially, what I was trying to do was really add as many things to my routine as possible. And what that meant was, I went out and I looked at all the routines out there, what all the gurus were saying, what everyone would recommend, again, meditation, gratitude journals, all of it, and really figure out, well, what could I add to my morning? What could I add to my day to try to get to that point where my mindset is 100%, my energy is 100%, my productivity, my focus is 100%. And what I've come to realize over the last few weeks, actually, as I've been really working very hard to grow my business, is that I was essentially approaching it in the complete opposite way that I should have. And what I realized is I should have instead focused on what I can remove from my day to focus on the things that matter. You see, for most of you that are watching this, you're probably entrepreneurs like myself. You're probably either aspiring to start your own business. Maybe you've started and you're trying to reach milestones and kind of hit that next level like I am. And for most of us at this stage, when we start to take things seriously, a lot of us have the temptation, including myself, and I've had it for many months and years, to see how we could optimize our entire life. Well, oh, you know what? I'm starting a business, so let me go ahead and start to implement as well an exercise routine. Let me go and implement journaling and gratitude and meditation in the morning, and let me be a better Muslim and also work on my deen, and let me work on my spirituality and try to memorize the Quran and do all of these things at the same time, because while I'm on this journey to optimize myself to become a better person, might as well throw everything in there, right? And what ends up happening is that you're going to set a goal for yourself, maybe a challenge, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I want to do this. I want to wake up every day and meditate. And what happens is probably a weekend, maybe 2, maximum 3, you're going to go out there, you're going to give it a shot, and eventually it's going to fade and you're going to stop doing it. And then you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad. You're going to start to dive into this cycle of negative self-talk. Oh, I'm a procrastinator. I'm someone who can never commit. And you start to say all these bad things about yourself. You start to implement all these negative beliefs. And when you say these I am statements, you're essentially affirming that belief within yourself that you are that type of person when you're not. It is just an action that you've taken, and you can change who you are. And you can change your character. And the key is not to figure out what you want to add. Let me switch my hands here. Okay, so bring that up here. So the key is not to figure out what you want to add, but rather the key is to figure out what you need to remove. You see, for most of us as entrepreneurs right now, okay, most of us right now, what we need to do is say no to 90% of the things that we're doing in our lives. And what that means is, whether at the moment right now you're busy trying to hit 5 different goals at the same time, maybe you're trying to start 3 different businesses, maybe you're trying to get fit in your health and be a better Muslim and achieve 5 other goals while trying to grow your business at that 6-7 figure mark. And the truth is, you only have the bandwidth for one thing at a time. And so what will that one thing be for you? As human beings, and I've tried this myself, I'm speaking from experience, I've constantly challenged myself to try to improve in multiple areas of my life at the same time. And while that has worked for me, to some degree at some points in my life, if you're really trying to make a difference, if you're trying to build a business that's going to drastically shape your industry, disrupt your market, and make a dent in the universe, then most of the time you can't afford to dilute your focus on other goals. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need to take care of your health, you don't need to take care of your mindset and all of these things. In fact, I still exercise at least 5 times a week, and I like to stay active, and there's a few things I like to do. But what I've done now is I've eliminated this entire list of morning routines and rituals and things that I want to stick to that were what I thought, instead of helping me improve, they were dragging me down, because I was waking up and I was trying to do all these things. And then when I didn't do them, I felt bad and I felt like I was a failure and I wasn't doing enough. Instead of doing all of these things, what I'm now doing instead, is figuring out, for me, what are the essential activities that I know have the biggest impact on my day. And for me specifically, that is exercise 100%. I need to exercise in the morning, or else I don't have the same energy. I don't have the same focus. I don't even have the same mental state. I'm not as positive. And when I exercise, I like to listen to audiobooks, and that helps me, go through sometimes 3-4 books in a month, because I'm just listening to them while I'm working out. And for me, that has been one of the core habits, routines, rituals, whatever you want to call it, that has really made an impact on my performance. And so that is something that I have kept and that I continue to do. But everything that I feel right now isn't serving me, isn't having as big of an impact. Things like meditation, journaling, and all these other things I've eliminated. And I really only focus now on exercising every morning before I start work. And even on some days I don't. And when I don't, that's okay. I don't beat myself up over it. I just pick myself back up the next day and continue where I left off. But for most of you, you need to stop looking at the routines, the rituals, and what you can add to your life, and instead look at what you can remove, and only keep what is absolutely the top 1% of activities that help you be a better performer, whether that's exercise, whether for you that's meditation, whether for you that's journaling, whatever it is, whether it's reading the Quran in the morning before you start your day, go ahead and do that and focus only on having 1 or 2 things that you do, and let the rest of your time be focused on doing the work. Because for all of you, it's a lot less about routines, rituals, mindset, and strategy, and it's more just about sitting down and being able to do the work. And you can only do that when you eliminate all the rest of the noise from your life. And so do I believe routines, rituals work? To some extent, but I also believe that they have a dark side that people don't really talk about when you can't stick to the routines and you beat yourself up and get into a negative mindset and a negative space. So what I recommend instead is pick 1 or 2 things that work for you specifically, and you're going to have to test to figure out what those things are, and you just focus on those, focus all of your time on your business and ignore everything else. All right, over and out, guys. Hope that was helpful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.